Love. What does the word mean? Because we're all searching for it, in whatever form that might be. Now, we could talk forever about what love means, what the word means, what the action means, what any of it means. What does anything mean? But specifically today, I want to dive into the phrase, right person, wrong time. And when we let go of a connection, it can be comforting to hold these cliches close to our hearts in order to make sense of what's happened. Oh, it hasn't worked out because it's the right person, but it's the wrong time. That if timing was better, if we had better, or even just different external situations, then we would have that happily ever after. This is a lovely idea, and it can definitely help us to accept the end of a relationship, even just to give it some meaning, to put it into context within our life, right? But we focus so much on finding the one. It's an idea that's so relentlessly pushed in popular media, and it's a beautiful thought that there's this one person in the world that we're just destined to spend our life with. But in reality, there's an infinite number of ones. What decides which of these ones we end up spending any part of our life with, if any at all, is decided by an infinitely large web of interlinked possibilities that we just can't even comprehend. And I often think about fate, just in general, because it's an idea that is really interesting to me. The idea that no matter what we do, we're always destined to end up at this specific outcome, right? Whether it's about love, our career, even what we'll do tomorrow. Some people believe that we have no control over our fate. Some people believe the opposite. Now, personally, I'm somewhere in the middle. I believe that life has multiple pathways. Each of them have this destined outcome in this very deterministic way that maybe we can't control the outcome, but I believe that there are multiple pathways that our decisions on a day-to-day basis lead us into one pathway, can lead us away from another, and there's an infinite number of possibilities that we can end up at. And I believe this theory of infinite pathways to be true, not just in relation to our overall life, but in relation to finding the one, in relation to love and relationships. This idea that there is this one person that we're just destined to spend our life with is far too simplistic for me. Instead, I believe that alongside this idea of multiple pathways that we can choose, that there are an infinite number of soulmates, and it's our day-to-day decisions that lead us to discovering one of these soulmates, 100, a million, whatever it might be. The phrase right person, wrong time suggests that there is right person, right time, right everything. That once you meet this fabled person, everything will just magically fall into place. But in reality, relationships, they take effort. There is no divine force that will magically make this one relationship perfect and make it fall into place exactly how we want it. And this is news to no one. Everyone knows that relationships take effort. But I want to make the point because I think this idea of right person, wrong time, or this idea that there's one soulmate that we believe that everything will fall into place with this person, it can cast doubts on what we currently have. That if something isn't working right now in this current relationship that we have, then maybe this person isn't the one. I read a quote by Diane Solit, who is not a massage therapist, who is a marriage therapist, which goes along the lines of, I don't know why I said along the lines of, I'm literally going to read the exact quote. So it goes, to get divorced because love has died is like selling your car because it ran out of gas. And I just want to digest that for a second while I sip my chai. And I'm 21. What do I know, right? But there's no but. I don't really know anything. But here we are on my channel. I'm here to give my opinions, but you might completely disagree. And listen, right? I get it. I often use these cliches myself to try and apply some meaning to my own silly little life. But I think by focusing so much on the end product, on focusing what this relationship that we currently have, what it might mean in 5 years in relation to what we haven't even experienced yet. You know, this current relationship, maybe it doesn't work out, but maybe in 2 years it will all lead me to meeting the one. By focusing so much on this end product, I think we fail to realize what we have in this current moment. Maybe this person isn't the one. Maybe whoever you're dating right now. Shut up. Virgin. Maybe this person isn't the one, but as long as you're both enjoying this mutual connection that you share, what's the problem? What's this rush to find our soulmate? Why can't we, just take every connection for what it is right now instead of focusing so much on what it might mean in 5 years' time, where this might lead? It doesn't have to be this grand thing, this relationship. Even if you're not dating, even if you're just seeing this person because, I don't know, you want to have sex sometimes. And maybe you're thinking, oh, maybe it could blossom into something else. And now you're spending all this time in your head instead of just enjoying the sex, right? Like, what is this? What is going on? You need to stop. You need to stop thinking so much about the future of what your relationships may turn into. Okay, I'm editing right now, and I just want to say this point only applies if you're both on the same page. If you're seeing someone and you only just see it as a thing for sex, and they're not on the same page, they think it's something more, and you're not talking about that, that's not cool. Don't do that. I feel like you probably know that. I mean, you're probably emotionally intelligent. But in case you don't realize that, don't do that. Cool, back to the video. And I'm using the sex example because it's easy, it's low-hanging fruit, but it applies to anything, right? Is my point. Stop thinking so much about what this relationship might mean in the future. Just enjoy it right now. Stay here right now. Enjoy yourself. Cool? Cool. Now, I'm not saying that I don't believe in the existence of soulmates. There may even just be one person out there for me, right? And that might be my soulmate. I don't know. I do believe in soulmates, absolutely. I've seen it happen with my own eyes. But what I do take issue with is this notion that soulmates are just cast in front of you. They're ready-made, they're already marriage material, and you just know straight away, love at first sight and all of that. But the reality is, soulmates are created. Every conversation, every late night spent with someone, every tiny little gesture of love is what brings you closer to that fabled soulmate. Soulmates don't just fall out of the sky. You have to make them, you have to create them. And maybe a friend becomes someone that you fall in love with. Maybe a crush becomes a stranger because you've realized that you're not as compatible as you might have hoped. Maybe a stranger becomes a friend because you have the courage to strike up a conversation with that person at the bookshop. Oh, I love that book. Oh, for real, me too. And then you talk about that and boom, you got a stranger. It's crazy, right? You're creating your own soulmates. And my point is, by not putting pressure on what our connections mean and just allowing ourselves to freely give love to whoever we want to, we can live a far more enriching life. You just have to spend less time up here and really listen to what your heart wants, okay? And it's corny, it's stupid, oh, listen to your heart, but it's so true. I think people are just so wrapped up in what might happen. Not even just in relation to love, but in life in general. People are just so caught up in what might happen and, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that because it might turn into that. How do you know? Can you see the future? Because if you can, teach me, because I want to know how to see the future. Just do it. See where it goes. If it doesn't work out, who cares? You tried, you lived. You lived by doing that. And that's it. That's the most important thing. You just have to do it. You just have to live your life with no restraint. Maybe some restraint. Some restraint is good. Don't go to the casino and spend all your life savings, okay? That's not a good idea. But give love freely without restraint, is what I'm saying. And I want to end this video, and also my mug of chai, to say that if you stumbled on this video because you just broke up with someone, you just got broken up with by someone who you thought was the one, you thought that once, I just want to say, chill. I know you probably feel so crushed right now that you're never gonna love again. Maybe you're trying to figure out what you did wrong. Maybe you just don't understand what happened. And I don't know how to fix your broken heart, okay? But I want you to know that no amount of love, doesn't matter how brief it was, is ever wasted, okay? No amount of love, no matter how brief it was, is wasted. And I want to repeat that because it's true, okay? Understand, no love is ever wasted, okay? And no love, no matter how it was received, is ever wasted. How someone receives your love is not your responsibility. Your responsibility is you give that love. If they don't take it well, if they don't take it in the way that you want them to, it's fine. It doesn't matter. How someone receives your love does not reflect on you. All that reflects on you in that situation is that you were willing to give that love and be courageous enough to understand that maybe they won't receive it well, but oh well, I'm gonna give it anyway. That is the magic stuff right there, okay? The love that you had and maybe still have for that person may have been uprooted. I want you to take that love and let it find its roots elsewhere, okay? Don't let that love die. Smile at a stranger. Bake cookies for a friend. Call a loved one and remind them how you feel about them. Just because this romantic relationship has ended doesn't mean you can't express your love in other ways. And that's really all I have to say on love. I have probably 2 sips of chai left and I don't know anything, but what I do know is that love is what makes the world go round. And it's not just romantic love. I think we can easily get so caught up on the romantic side of things. But the point is, there's so many types of love. It's not just romance out there, baby. You're probably blind to so much of the love that surrounds you. And I hope that me rambling about this has been able to make you see some of that. I know I feel grateful to be able to share this with you, you know? It's crazy. I can just be sitting in my room and talking about something that I care a lot about. And then people all over the world on the internet can listen to what I'm talking, you know? Like, what? That's crazy. But anyway, I think if I keep talking, I'll just end up rambling forever. So, with that in mind, spread some love today. Express your love freely and stop living so much up here. Listen to what this thing wants, not the cat. Listen to what your heart wants, right? It's okay. It's okay. And yeah, don't get so caught up on the one and finding the one. You know, people say true love will find you in the end. Shout out Daniel Johnston. And maybe it's true. You know, as I said, I'm 21. I don't know. But I sure hope it does. And I hope it does for you as well. So with that, I'm going to take my last sip and I'll say goodbye. Thank you for watching, and I love you. Thank you.